today we're going to be talking about the topic called vitiligo. So what is vitiligo? We'll talk more about this when we come back right after this break. Welcome back. So what is vitiligo? Vitiligo is a skin condition that is more or less associated with autoimmune disease. It has to do with the pigmentation of the skin. If the cells in your body are not properly pigmented, the melanocytes in the body, melanocytes are the pigments that are responsible for giving us our color. And sometimes it might not be working properly because the immune system is attacking itself by mistake. And so what happens is that those areas that it's attacking become lighter than a normal skin tone. And so it's not contagious, it's not a disease, it's just something that the body itself is fighting against itself, and it reacts in that way by making the skin lighter than it should be, really. Okay, if we talk more about vitiligo, we'll talk more with regards to whether it's something that, if you're pregnant, for instance, would you be able to pass on that vitiligo to your unborn child? Not necessarily. It can happen if the family is predisposed to having that. It can happen, but there are some parents who have had kids and their kids are fine, they don't have vitiligo. But there are some who have kids and some of them do have vitiligo. But can you have it from birth? Most of the time, people actually start having it at a later age, say in their 20s, 30s, for some very weird reason. Some people do have it younger though, but researchers found that some people actually have it at a later time. Well, can it be cured? It cannot be cured because it's an autoimmune disease, but you can actually help to improve it by, the diets that you take, by the vitamins that you take. It's like I said, it's an autoimmune disease. So what happens is that when the system is fighting against itself, you have to help the system by boosting up the immune system of the body again. So if you take things like vitamins, for instance, like vitamin C, vitamin C is an antioxidant, so it will help to detox the body and help the body to get rid of the radicals and help your body to actually help to build the system again. So if you take vitamin C, if you take vitamin E, which is very good for the skin, that can help give your skin a glow and hopefully help to boost it again. Even if you take lots of vegetables and fruits, especially vegetables, green vegetables, they're very good for the skin as well. So you can take that. Most people think, okay, how can I even out my skin tone because it's so light and I feel embarrassed? I don't think there's anything to be embarrassed about. It is what it is. It's just nature and it's just the way things are. I would advise, if you have vitiligo, not to feel embarrassed by the amazing people all over the world who are actually doing great things, even with the condition. The model in America who was vitiligo, and actually she was taken on as a model because of it, because she stands out, she's different. So I would say, if you have that condition, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Just live your life as normal. If you have to be in a situation where it's not required, you can have special effects makeup that can be applied to it and actually cover it and make your skin even. I'm a special effects makeup artist as well, and I've had to work with people who've got that condition. And normally, if we're required to, make their skin more even, you just apply, shades that are more even with their skin, natural skin tone, and the blending is normal. So it's nothing to be ashamed about. You can always still carry on with your daily lives without it bothering you at all. It doesn't necessarily increase with age. For some people it does. If they really have the bad case of it, it may seem like it increases with age. There are different types of vitiligo actually. Some are just asymmetrical. It can just happen anywhere. There's some that are more symmetrical, so they can just happen in one hand, in the other hand, and they look the same and all that. For some people, it grows with time. It gets more and more. I mean, Michael Jackson suffered from it, and it got worse and worse and worse that he had to actually change his skin tone to blend because it was just spreading all over his body. But some people, it just stays as it is. So it doesn't necessarily, it just depends on the individual and the type of vitiligo that they have, because there are different types of vitiligo. Absolutely not. It is not contagious. It's an autoimmune disease, but it's just within the system, so it's not contagious. So you can't catch it from anybody. Yes, certain chemicals you may be predisposed to be affected or to increase the vitiligo if you already have it. But to say that certain chemicals would actually make you become a vitiligo person, I don't think that normally happens. But if you're already predisposed to it, those certain chemicals can actually maybe enhance it or make it even worse than it really is. To an extent, I wouldn't say you were at risk, but I would say that there is this school of thought that because that part of the skin is quite light, if you are exposed to the sun for a long time, it is possible that the ultraviolet rays from the sun might affect the skin and you'll be predisposed to having skin cancer. So that's why they would normally advise you to use sun factor cream and stay away from the sun, because vitiligo, people that suffer from vitiligo, they should really not be directly under the sun all the time. And if they have to be, use for sun factor to protect yourself so you don't have it, skin cancer. Not necessarily. They don't have to develop it. It depends on, well, there is some aspect of hereditary vitiligo where your child is predisposed to it, but it's not in all cases. The fact that you're pregnant doesn't mean that your child may necessarily have it. They may not. So I don't think it's anything to really worry about. Whether, even if the child does, it's not something that would kill them. It's not something that they'll grow and then they die because they've got vitiligo. So it's nothing to worry about. It can always be taken care of, like I said, with foods, certain kinds of food that will help maybe improve the skin, maybe even stop it from spreading. Vitamins and a healthy lifestyle can also help. But being pregnant, just look after yourself and don't worry about whether your child's going to have it or not, because it doesn't really matter anyway. So that's vitiligo. I hope you've been informed about it. And we'll come back next time with another topic that I'm sure you'll enjoy.